So Laura, why would you advise a client to invest in public relations in Brazil?
Well, I think Brazil is really the brightest star in terms of emerging markets. In Latin America is one of the most stable countries, very democratic, large middle class, lots of opportunities. For example, recently just have discovered additional oil reserves. So in the energy area, there are tremendous opportunities. Very mobile in terms of mobile communications is very, very big in the country. Large interest in all kinds of electronic products. So there's really a lot of opportunities for a company that's interested in investing in that market. In addition to that, I mean, there are two major events happening in Brazil in the near future. One is the World Cup, which is the largest sports event in the world. And the other one is the Olympics, the Summer Olympics of 2016. So I think when you sum all those variables, the fact that the country is democratic, that there is, as I said, a very strong domestic market, and all the spotlights that are now focused on that country, is a tremendous market with a very large population that a multinational company cannot forget to prioritize. That's basically why I would advise a client to invest in Brazil right now.
What can you tell a client about the Brazilian media?
Well, the Brazilian media, not a lot of people know, but it's pretty sophisticated and very extensive in the sense that, first of all, Brazil is a very large country, but there are major conglomerates. For example, the Global TV network, which started as a television network, but now is really a communications conglomerate, is one of the largest in the world, and it produces programs in Portuguese and Spanish that are syndicated all over the world. There is growing digital media and large newspapers and magazines. Great interest in anything that is information about trends from other markets. For example, the Brazilian press is always very interested in a survey, for example, that demonstrates how Americans or Europeans behave or consume in some areas. And that creates a great opportunity for public relations programs, because you can adapt materials that were developed initially either for North America or Europe, and you can generate a lot of interest among the Brazilian press. So it's a dynamic market, it's a large media market, and there are great opportunities for a client to showcase their business and their leadership in that market. Orchid is the Brazilian Facebook, and it's very, very large. It has more than 230 million active users. Of course, Brazil is a very large country, but the use of digital media, the use of mobile communications, I mean, in many ways, a cell phone, for example, is used in a much more dynamic way than in the United States. So there are terrific opportunities for clients that are looking for a way to get their message across in a very extensive marketplace in a cost-effective way.
What is Weber Shandwick's interest in Brazil?
Well, Weber Shandwick has always been interested in Brazil. Brazil has been a major market for 2 decades. But we have operated in Brazil and other Latin American markets through best-in-class affiliates. Now, with the spotlight being in a market like Brazil, clients and the market can expect that we're going to really go deeper in terms of investment and expanding our capabilities in that market. Our holding company, IPG, has prioritized Brazil as one of the top countries for investment. So I think the public relations community should stay tuned, because there are going to be a lot of announcements and a lot of news that Weber Shandwick is going to be generating from the Brazilian market.